When it comes to the truth, I'll tell you on Patreon. Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. I'm Raphael and I'm here to review episode 17 and the finale of season 7 of The Real Housewives with cheating ass husbands who only put their credit cards down for the hotel and that's it, and then they leave, of Potomac. So we start the finale off with Ashley and her son Dean heading out to this restaurant, but Dean, he doesn't want to go in. He is kicking, he is crying, he is screaming all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, he definitely has Michael Darby's genetics, because Michael, he does the same thing when Ashley tries to film with him. But Ashley, she eventually gets him inside. They get a table. She's telling Dean, come on, don't you want to hang out with mommy? Don't you want to have a nice little lunch date with me? I was waiting for Dean to look at her and be like, no, mommy, you just using me to film with somebody because you need camera time. But eventually she tells him, oh, well, guess what, Dean? And what I found so weird is that she was talking to him in third person. She was just like, remember that house that Dean went to go visit and Dean really loved it and Dean was having so much fun inside it? Well, guess what? That house now belongs to Dean. We have a house now, Dean. You know, Dean was 2 seconds away from telling Ashley, mommy, I just feel like you're using this for a storyline and we really don't have a house because you're broke. But apparently they have a house now. You know, we see it in the flashback that from what we see, the house is nice and spacious and beautiful. So, I mean, congratulations. She goes on to explain that her realtor approved of all of this. And I wonder if this is the same realtor from the beginning of the season when Ashley found out that the realtor was talking to Michael behind her back about their financial status and their marital status. And Ashley was kind of caught off guard like, wait a minute, what's going on behind my back? Because if it is Ashley, yeah, you're in danger. But she goes on to say in her confessional, I'm so happy with my big house. It's going to cost me $13,000 a month for the mortgage. And no, I'm not going to be paying for it with my Bravo checks. I'm going to be paying for it with Michael Darby's money. And even though people may think it's a dumb move, we all think it's a dumb move, I'm still going to have control of this house, even though he's going to have control of it financially. And I'm like, aw, Ashley, aw, you foolish, foolish woman. No, you're not. Michael is going to have full control of the entire house because he's going to always throw it in your face. Oh, well, I'm paying the bills. I'm paying the bills. I'm paying the bills. I gave you this house. So I just don't know why she would put herself in that situation. Like, I give it 3 days before Michael starts texting her like, oh yeah, you could go out and film season 8, but you have to be home by 10 o'clock. And I put cameras out too, so I'm watching. Like, it's just terrible. Like, I'm pretty sure that throughout these 7 years of you being on the show, I'm pretty sure that Bravo pays you a good check for you to at least buy yourself a nice spacious condo for you and your 2 sons, you know, to start off slow and then slowly build yourself into a house where you could financially pay for it and have the house under your name instead of Michael's. But then again, we already seen the preview to the reunion and we know that she has no type of alimony in this whole marriage with him. So I'm pretty sure that this is not going to be the last dumb decision that Ashley makes when dealing with Michael. So then Dean, he starts crying out for Michael and he wants him and everything. Something typically that the audience, we cry about because we want the opposite. But Dean, he's telling Ashley, mommy, I want Michael. I want daddy. Where's daddy? So Ashley, she tells him, don't worry, sweetie. Don't worry. After we're finished filming season 7, we're going to go right back to him. I just need a storyline. So I'm making it seem that me and daddy are separated. But don't worry. It's just a fake storyline for the cameras. Don't worry. I want him too. So then she tells Dean, oh, do you want to call Mimi? Do you want to call Mimi? Sheila, her mom. So she calls Sheila, and you know that Sheila, the second that she sees Ashley's phone number flash across her phone, she gets nervous, she gets stressed out, she takes 3 tequila shots, and she bangs her head against the wall 5 times because she knows that Ashley is only calling her to tell her some bullshit. So you know she picks up and she takes a deep breath like, so what's going on, Ashley? Ashley, she's telling her about the house and how she's so proud of it, blah, blah, blah. But then she drops the bomb and she says that Michael is paying for it. So you know that bursts Sheila's balloon like, oh, here I thought my daughter had a house, but it's connected to Michael. Well, congratulations. Anything else? What's going on? How's the weather? So she also starts telling Sheila, oh, you know, I'm a little worried because Dean, he's not buying my storyline. He wants Michael and I want him too, but I'm waiting for the cameras to be done. What do you suggest? Mimi, Sheila, she goes on to tell Ashley, I gotta go. I need to go take a shower. And that's that. Like, Ashley, just leave your mom out of this whole entire mess and go be a fool for Michael that way. We get a glimpse of Giselle cleaning her shape-shifting house. I believe she was cleaning the triangle portion of her house or the hexagon, one or the other. Then we head over to Candace's house. She's getting ready for her music video premiere party for her song, Insecure. Then we see Robin. Robin, she's exercising with her sons and Juan, her future husband-to-be, for this wedding. We'll get to that. Then we head over to Karen's house. She's on a business meeting about her 3-wick candle, her 4-wick candle, 5-wick candle, candle. Then she calls Mia. Mia, she picks up and she tells Karen,
Karen, at Robin's bachelorette party, we had so much fun and everything, but I ate some chicken wings and I think that something happened to like my stomach. Something happened and I don't feel good. I think it's like an allergic reaction or something.
So Karen, she tells Mia, I told you not to eat the dirty bird, Mia, but you don't listen to me. You need to treat your body like a nice temple the way I do. Can I interest you in a 3-wick candle, Mia? So Mia, she starts telling Karen about everything that happened from Charisse's mouth at the bachelorette party. And she tells her,
so Karen, so like at the bachelorette party for Robin, Robin Dixon, so Charisse, she was saying that supposedly when you and her went to the nightclub, that supposedly you fuck any dick. Is that true, Karen?
So Karen, Karen got nervous again, just like how she did in Mexico when Robin was passing around the phone. So Karen, she was just looking at the phone like, I think my Wi-Fi is acting up. I can't hear you. But she tells Mia, first of all, Mia, who did you hear this from? Was it Charisse? No, we're not going to believe anything that comes out of Charisse's mouth. And first of all, did you defend me in this whole situation? Like when they were talking about me, did you say anything in defense of my name, of Karen Huger's name? Mia, she was just like,
I guess not. No, I didn't defend you. I guess I should have.
But Mia is Team Mia, and we have seen that with the way she treats Jacqueline by throwing her underneath the bus every other episode, so I'm not really sure what Karen expected. If anything, Mia's loyalty lies more on Giselle and Robin, and that comes to bite her in the ass later on in the episode. We then head over to Robin's house, and we see her working on her hat line, embezzled. And did y'all see how hard working she was in the process? She was just like, let's see, I like this one. What should I call it? What color should I call this? I'm gonna call it, purple. I'm like, Robin, please, it's a hat line. Like, who's really buying those tacky ass hats? But okay, so her parents, Gladys and Guy, they show up. Robin, she's showing them around the house. Her house is really, really nice and spacious. I love the way her house looks from the inside. So they sit down. They're like, so, Robin, why did you bring us here today? What's going on? Robin, she tells them, so, when we're going to go to Jamaica for that other wedding, we were actually thinking, me and Juan, we were thinking of just, maybe just getting married right after them in Jamaica while we were down there. So they're both looking at her like, married? Wedding? Their reaction was our reaction. And it's so funny that she's saying, oh, we're going to get married in Jamaica, when we all know how this really turns out in the end. So Robin, she tells them, yeah, we want to make it like a more intimate thing, just between me, Juan, and the kids. We don't really want any witnesses there, just in case if we really don't go through with it. So then Guy, her dad, he was just like, well, you know what? Okay, I guess I understand. I suppose we're not going to judge. I'm going to need both of you to start judging this whole situation and start grilling Robin a little bit more. Like, wait a minute, why don't you want us there? Your own parents, what's going on? But you know who I think will be the perfect mother-in-law in this whole situation between Robin and Juan? Mama Joyce from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy's mother. Can you imagine if she was Robin's mother? This whole relationship between Juan and her will be over by season 2. Mama Joyce would have called Juan broke every 5 seconds until he was off the show. We then see Mia and her and Jacqueline's husband, Gordon, heading out to the doctor to get an update on her cancer situation. And honestly, I did not understand anything that was going on. It was way too many doctor technical words being thrown around. And all I got was that she was okay and that she should live and she should be fine from what I got from the conversation. Then we see Giselle and her daughters heading out to this ice cream shop. And typically, I love the scenes between all 4 of them. But this one, I'm not sure. This one was making me uncomfortable. It was just all over the place and it felt forced. And it felt fake and phony to a certain extent as well. And honestly, I wouldn't put it past Giselle, and I guess for her to tell her daughters, okay, so we're going to talk about this, we're going to talk about this, that, and the third, the way her and Robin have been moving this entire season about that whole Juan situation. But again, we'll get to that. So I believe she starts telling them about her date from 3 days ago. She went on a date with that guy that she mentioned back in Mexico, Steve. And I just don't understand, why didn't we get that entire scene of her actually going out on a date? We always tell the producers, oh, Giselle doesn't do anything on the show. She doesn't have a storyline. She's always just messy 24/7. And we finally get Giselle doing something, and then they cut it out and they put it in a flashback for 2 seconds. Like, why? But so she tells them, oh, we have so much to be excited about. And one of the daughters, they're like, about what? I'm like, damn, way to burst her bubble. All she's trying to do is date, but okay. So they're like, who is Steve? But okay, so then she moves on to the next conversation. And the three daughters, they're just looking at Giselle. Well, they're looking at each other like this. Like they just keep looking at each other instead of trying to connect with Giselle. And it's almost like they're telling each other like, okay, go ahead. It's your line. It's your line. Don't forget your script. Like, again, it just felt so weird. And Giselle goes on to tell them about her fibroid situation and how she's going to get a surgery for that. And again, they weren't connecting with Giselle. They were not understanding. I believe one of them was just like, so wait a minute. So how are you going to pee? I'm like, what is going on? Then they start talking about menopause, this, that, and the third. They were trying to make it into a heartfelt moment, but I just wasn't buying it personally. We finally get to Candace's music video premiere for her song, Insecure. Chris, her husband, he's there at the bar, and Giselle, she's the first one to show up in this sparkly blue dress. I like the look. She's walking in, and as she's walking by Chris, she greets him and she grabs him, and she was just like, oh, hey, Chris, how are you? And she keeps him moving. And I'm like, Giselle, is this not the same man that you have been dragging this entire season from episode, 1 or 2, saying, oh, he made you feel uncomfortable at the reunion last season. And now here you're just so comfortable with touching him on the arm and saying hello to him. Like, if I was you, I would have just kept it moving and just ignored him the entire time because I thought it really upset you. But obviously looking back now at this situation, or looking back at this whole season, honestly, it does seem a little fake and phony, especially what we know about Robin and Juan's infidelity that they've been trying to cover up this entire season. So, Giselle, I'm on to you. Chris, he says hi. He's better than me because I would have just ignored her. Like, don't touch me. And if anything, if Chris would have turned this whole situation around on you, and if he would have said, oh yeah, I felt uncomfortable with Giselle grabbing my arm and saying hi to me, I felt uncomfortable, would that have been a valid argument, Giselle? Everyone else starts coming in one by one, and Candace, I was very shocked at what she decided to wear for her grand premiere, because you would think that she would wear something that says, oh hey, that's my music video from my music career, look at me, I'm the star of this whole event. But her look was just pretty simple and just there, and you know, that's pretty shocking because I usually love her outfits. This one was a fail. So everybody else, they all start pouring in. I believe we had Wendy, Mia, Ashley, Karen, she came with Ray, Wendy, she came with Eddie, Ashley, she came alone. But Ashley, I think Ashley had my favorite look. I love the high ponytail with the butterfly top and the short mini skirt. I love the entire look. So they're all there, they're mingling. And I believe Candace, she's going around, you know, taking pictures, greeting everybody. I believe she goes up to Giselle and she hugs her. And I'm like, well, first of all, why is Giselle at this event? That's what I really want to know. But then again, it's reality TV, so I guess she has to be at the event. But I don't know. That's just such a sticky situation. And then she hugs Giselle and they make like a little playful conversation or whatever. And I'm like, see, Candace, this is what makes me look at you a little bit like, what are you doing? Because in the confessional, you want to say, oh, not today, neck, not today, ankle, not this, down the third. But then in person, you're so sweet to Giselle and you're being nice to her. I just don't understand where that came about. And then we see the true Grande herself, Escala. She was there for 2.5 seconds taking pictures with Candace. Did y'all like her return? No? Well, okay. Well, she was there. She looked beautiful. And honestly, Escala, you really messed up by not doing something this episode to get you back on for next season. Like, if I was you, I would have thrown a drink in Charisse's face or caused drama with Mia, something like, Mia, you just stepped on my foot. So, you know, screw you. I have a problem with you and I need to confront you. Like something, but you just stood there and that was it. So I guess we won't see you next season. So that was that. Charisse, she shows up and of course she goes to take a seat, and Wendy, she shows up with Eddie, and as she's approaching everybody, I believe Ashley, of course, Ashley, she just has to take Wendy to the side and spill everybody else's business, and she tells Wendy, so Wendy, you know, I heard, you know, on the bachelorette party that you and Mia, you two were doing something like kissing or something, and you wanted to eat her box or something like that. That's what Mia has been telling me. That's what she told all of us. And I'm like, Ashley, just like I said in my last review, don't you get tired? Like, don't you get exhausted? Like, aren't you sleepy? Don't you want to go sit down, have a drink, something? But of course, Wendy, she didn't fall for it this time or at all. She was just like, oh, really? Let me go talk to Mia. You know, Ashley was probably sitting there like, okay, I'm about to ruin this event. This whole thing is about to get blown out of proportion and they're about to fight. Wrong, because Wendy, she walked up to Mia and she was just like, Mia, what's going on? What happened? So supposedly you've been telling everybody that I want to eat your box. You sure it's not the other way around? You silly girl. Stop it. Come on, let's hug it out. You know, Ashley's blood was boiling like, what? I thought both of them were gonna fight. Why are they making up? But I'm glad that Wendy was just like playful about it and they didn't make it a big thing because it's not a big thing. It's whatever. And then in the confessional, Wendy killed me. She was just like, oh, you know, I don't know why Mia is telling everybody that it was the other way around. I know she wanted a taste of this Godiva goddess. That all she had to do was just ask. And I'm like, okay, Wendy, sure. But that was that. And I believe Karen and Ray, they're over there at the bar. They're avoiding Charisse. Charisse, she tells Giselle, look, look over there by the bar. Over there by the bar. There goes your friend, the fucking bitch, Karen. There she is over there. She's avoiding me again. I'm like, Charisse, shh. So I believe eventually we finally get this music video on the go. And you know, the location of this whole premiere, I feel like it was not the proper location to have this type of event for a music premiere because they had like this small ass screen TV at the corner of the bar and everybody had to break their necks to look in one direction as opposed to having a bunch of screens or at least a big jumbo screen in the background or whatever. For the music premiere. But the music video, it was cute. It was nice. You know, it was not low budget, as Mia said. Of course, Mia, she just had to add that in.
I mean, it's not low budget. At least we're not in a parking lot anymore.
The music video was cute. Trina's part was nice too. But you know what song I've really been obsessed by Candace for the last 2-3 days? It's called Fine Wine. And I believe it's on this album that she just dropped. It's such a catchy song. So after the video is over, Robin, she shows up and I'm like, way to be a friend to Candace. She's all out of breath. Like, oh, hey Candace, how are you? Where's the music video? I'm ready. Boy, you make me want to drive back. That's not the song? Oh, that's not the song. Wrong song? Oh, yeah, it's the Insecure. How does that go? I'm like, some type of loyal friend you are, but okay, so she's there. Candace, she's greeting her. She's all happy about that. This time, the third, we see Giselle. She starts talking to Karen. And Giselle, same thing as Ashley. Don't you get tired? She tells Karen, so Karen, you know, did you hear about what Mia said about you? You know, did you hear about this whole situation? Karen, she goes on to confirm, yes, I heard about what was said about me, that I was a prostitute and that I was fucking somebody in the bathroom. And I don't appreciate that, Giselle. I don't appreciate that at all. Giselle, of course, Giselle, you know, Giselle, that's all I'm going to say, Giselle. Giselle goes on to twist this whole entire thing on not on Charisse, but on Mia. And then she tells Karen, oh, Karen, so, you know, did you also hear that Mia, supposedly she called you a prostitute? Yeah, she said that you were a prostitute from Monday through Sunday, from 7 a.m. to 11 in the morning. Yeah, she called you a prostitute. It was all Mia. She started this whole conversation. Yeah, she even talked about Ray. And I'm like, Giselle, like, what? And Karen, of course, she's shocked because she wasn't there, so she doesn't know who to believe. But Giselle, this coming out of her, you're going to believe her? Mia, she comes on over and... of course, Giselle, she flips it on Mia. And you see, Mia, you're so loyal to Giselle and Robin, specifically Giselle. And look, she threw you right underneath the bus the second that she could. She tells Mia, oh, Mia, did you also tell Karen that you also called her a prostitute? And you know that she did not mean it that way. I mean, at least from my understanding, when she turned around, when she heard Charisse talking shit about Karen, she was just like, wait, did you just call her a prostitute? Like, is that what you were alluding to? She didn't just put it out there like, oh yeah, I think that Karen is a prostitute. She never said it that way. But of course, Giselle just twisted it to make her own narrative. And Mia, you're just dumb enough to fall for it. And you didn't even explain it clearly to Karen. She was just like,
wait, first of all, no. First of all, Karen, I never called you a prostitute. I heard that supposedly you were sleeping around and I was just asking questions. I never said that you were a prostitute like that.
And again, Karen was just side-eyeing her like, yeah, no, I don't believe you. And it's just pretty unfortunate because I believe Mia. Obviously, she didn't mean it that way. And then Charisse, I believe Charisse, she sneaks over. Right? I believe she sneaks over. Or at least they take her. No, I believe Mia, she takes her to the side. Or was it the other way around? No, Charisse, she's like this. Da-na-na-na-na-na. 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 She's slowly creeping her way into the circle. And she tells Karen, first of all, Karen, I heard about... You know, everything that I'm telling you is true. Can somebody give me a drink? Karen, she didn't even let her finish talking. She tells Charisse, first of all, Charisse, why are you breathing around me? I'm like, damn, not why are you breathing around me? So she tells Charisse, Charisse, first of all, I'm not going to continue these lives. I'm not going to continue this conversation with you. I do not want to speak to you. So please leave me alone. Ray, come on, Ray, let's go. Come on, let's go sell some candles. I got some 3-wick candles that I want to sell. Come on, let's go. So they go over there. That's that. Mia, she goes after Karen because she needs to tell her more of this conversation. Charisse, she's there looking stupid like, wait, hold on, but this is the season finale. I need to have my moment with Karen Huger so I can be back on the show next week. I mean, next season. So then Candace, you know, she gets a little heartfelt message and everything. She starts thanking everybody and she's like, you know, I really just want to thank everybody who came out to support. And hold on, let me get my triangle. And I just want to thank everybody who came out to my music premiere, you know, for my song, you know, I'm insecure. You know, I really appreciate that. I appreciate the baddest bitch, Trina, and I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the Sesame Street character, Deborah. I appreciate Neck over there. Hey, Giselle. And I appreciate my loving husband who doesn't do anything for me besides just bitch and complain and listen to me. Chris, I love you. I'm like, okay, that was a cute little message. That's that. She ended up kissing Chris. That was that. So Mia, she takes Karen to the side. She starts telling Karen,
first of all, Karen, so like there's more to the story besides what Charisse said. So supposedly, like, you know this guy, this owner of this restaurant, and you were screwing him supposedly. And I'm like, Mia, you too? Like, don't you get tired as well? This is a PSA for all the housewives throughout the entire city, all the cities, all of them, even the international ones. I am getting sick and tired of this whole, trying to take people down, trying to expose them every 5 seconds. Enough. That is not what the show is about. Mainly. Like, if it happens organically, okay, but this whole, we need to target her, or I know this on her, or I need this, that, and the third, every other episode, it is becoming tiring. Enough already. That is going to be the downfall of Potomac, because that's the whole theme this entire season. Let's try to expose this. Let's try to expose her. Let's try to expose this, that, and the third. All these skeletons in this closet, and it's tiring. The only person that we wanted to expose this entire season was Robin, and we didn't even get that until a couple of days ago on Patreon. So it's just enough with that. You know, can we just have fun and have a good time? And if drama or fights happen organically, then okay, so be it. Stop trying to make this whole thing like, we need to take you down. We need to take you down. Or I know this about you. And it come to find out it's all a bunch of lies. So Karen, she tells Mia, well, first of all, Mia, give me 1 second. Ray, you can go, Ray. Just don't take anything serious, okay? Cover your ears. Go, Ray, go. And Ray, poor Ray. Ray just looks like he has a huge headache, like a migraine. He was just like, I'm just here to support Candace and what's going on with my wife and everything. So he walks away. She tells Mia, Mia, first of all, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And the person that you're talking about, this restaurant, he doesn't even know you. So I don't know what you're talking about. You know what? No, I'm leaving. I'm not going to take this disrespect from you or Charisse or anybody else. I'm going to go. Goodbye, Mia. So she takes Ray and she storms out, and that was that. And I don't blame her because this whole thing is tiring. So Ashley saw that she got no reaction from Wendy or Mia when she tried to stir the situation up between them earlier. So now she moves on to the next victim, Chris, who's standing right behind her. She tells Giselle, I was thinking of going up to Chris and asking him about those tweets that he was making about, if you keep talking recklessly like this, you're gonna regret it. What do you think? Giselle, of course, she was just like, yeah, go ahead. This is the season finale anyway. We need a good blowout. Go, he's right behind you. And of course, she puts the battery in Ashley's back. Not that it's needed anyway, because Ashley, she was born with a battery in her back, the 2-pack kind. She's a portable charger at this point, but she was just like, okay, I'm gonna do it. So right before she does, Candace, she comes on over to give the fakest speech. And I'm like, Candace, come on, like, what's going on? You were good this whole entire season, and now you're kind of screwing it up towards the end by telling Giselle. Well, she tells the whole group, but Giselle is a part of it. She was like, yeah, I really love all you ladies. I love all of you. I have nothing but love for all of you. And I'm like, no, you don't. You, especially Giselle. Like, yeah, I understand everybody else. But Giselle, you mean to tell me, Candace, that now all of a sudden, you opened up your eyes, I guess, and now you have love for Giselle?
Why? Like, no, there hasn't even been a proper conversation between her and your husband, Chris, to talk about what happened between them. But now all of a sudden you have love for her. You see, this is the issue with this cast, because they continue for some reason bending their backs backward for Giselle. Like, they all want to be best friends with Giselle for some reason. They all want to be on her good side, and I just don't understand why. This is exactly why Giselle continues getting away with having no storyline or no purpose every other season, because everybody wants to be, they want to hold Giselle to like this pedestal or whatever, or they want to be on her good side. But again, in the confessional, she could call her this, she could call her that, but in person, it's nothing. Ashley tells Candace that she wants to go up to Chris to talk about his tweets and about his inappropriate behavior towards her friend Deborah. You know Deborah, right? So Candace was like, no, not tonight. Chris doesn't want to talk to anybody because he feels like it's gonna go sideways, and he'd rather make it about my music video premiere, and that's that, not about your Sesame Street looking friend. She just has to throw that in there every single time that she's mentioned. So Ashley, of course, she's gonna flip this whole thing as if she's the victim, and she tells Candace, wait a minute, are you saying that my friend is unattractive by calling her a Sesame Street character? Are you saying I'm gonna be hostile, Candace? Really? Like, you really think that of me? And I'm like, Ashley, your tricks get real old and very obvious what you're doing. So she tells Candace, you know what? I'm a grown woman. I'm gonna go talk to him anyway, so get out of my way. So she storms off to Chris. And Candace, you're better than me, because I would have tripped her. I would have put my shoe out like, oops, oh my goodness, Ashley, you're on the floor. Oh my goodness. Chris, run quickly while she's down. And I'm like, wow, Ashley, like, she's so bold after she just told you that she wants to make this about her music video. And here you go, ruining it. So Ashley, she goes up to Chris and she tells Chris, so Chris, what's going on with those tweets? I don't appreciate you saying, oh, you better watch out or you'll be sorry or something like that. I don't appreciate that. Chris, I just wish that Chris would have thought like 10 steps ahead, because he fell right into her trap by engaging with her. Instead, he should have just walked away, but he was just like, oh, well, I don't appreciate, everybody accusing me of doing X, Y, and Z with Cookie Monster, Elmo, Big Bird. I don't appreciate that. And supposedly I'm grabbing somebody else's ass. Like, I don't like that. And then he started dropping F-bombs and everything. Ashley, of course, she actually did not hear a thing that Chris said to her. Because all she replied was, well, your behavior was still questionable. I'm like, Ashley, so obviously you didn't care anything what this man was about to tell you. All you cared was, what Deborah supposedly put out there. And like I said earlier, it just makes this whole season and this episode, including, very weird to watch, because Ashley, are you trying to make a moment right here between you and Chris and making this whole scenario up because you're trying to, deflect from Robin and Juan and what they really got going on? Is that what's going on here? Like, again, this whole season just wishy-washy now at this point after everything that's came out. So Chris, he storms off, and Candace, she's right behind him, and I just feel so bad for her, because this is supposed to be her moment and her time to shine for her music video premiere, and here he is just ruining it by falling for Ashley's tricks and throwing a tantrum. So back there, and again, rightfully so, he should be upset, but again, you should know when to get pissed and when to just walk away, because you see that it's going to overshadow your wife's accomplishment. So he's back there as if somebody put him on punishment. He was just looking down the whole time like this, like, yeah, I know, I won't ever do it again. I'm sorry, Candy. Candace, she was just like, babe, like, you really need to, like, stop this. Like, stop falling for, this, what's her name? This Sesame Street looking ass bitch. Just have to call her that every 5 seconds. So then we get a little update, the season finale update of what everybody's doing in their life. I believe with Giselle, we'll start with her. Giselle, she got her surgery. She's doing good. She's recovering. And I believe she's also dating. And then she's dating somebody who is on another show on Bravo, which I'm not familiar with. And then I believe we go to Karen. Karen, she did a 5-day or a 5-tour thing or whatever for her show. Karen and the 500 Friends on Stage. So she's doing good. And she's also selling candles or whatever. And Mia got the worst. Mia, they were like, oh yeah, her health condition is fine, unlike her finances. I'm like, damn, now who wrote that for Mia? Like, who hates that woman backstage in production that much to write such a thing? But supposedly her and Gordon, they lost their entire business. They had to move out of the Potomac house that they were just in this entire season. And that's unfortunate, because we saw that play out on social media, how I believe one of her family members or Gordon's family members, they locked her out of the account, like the bank account or whatever, and now she has nothing. So I don't know. That's pretty sad. It's very unfortunate. And Jacqueline, I believe she goes on to expose that a little bit further at the reunion. So Mia, that's just unfortunate. That house was so beautiful too, and all that for nothing, just to trust people in your family and just for them to do you wrong. But Wendy, they were scraping the bottom of the barrel to give her an update. They were like, oh yeah, after her surgery, she did kickboxing and she's drinking gallons of water. And I'm like, that's it. All right then. So then I believe Candace, she did a 5-day tour for her album. She's doing good. She's doing fine. I believe that was it. Ashley, she moved into her new house with her sons, and that was that. She was dating that guy, Luke, from Summer House or Winter House or whatever, and then she broke up with him. And then I believe we get to Robin. Robin. Hold on. Let me tie my hair up for this because this is going to be a lot. Robin, we get an update of Robin like 2 months later. She actually supposedly, allegedly, maybe got married to Juan. I mean, yeah, we see it in the footage, but I'm not believing it. This was edited. This was CGI. I don't believe that was Robin or Juan on my screen. But you know what's so hilarious? Because we transitioned from Candace's party over to where it's supposed to be Jamaica, right? Because you hear the music in the background, like la 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 la, and then you see the trees, the chairs on the beach and everything, la 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 la. And the music quickly dies, and then it says at the very bottom, oh no, we're still in Maryland. We're not in Jamaica, as Robin promised us that she was gonna get married over there. Robin, she goes on to say, as she's getting her makeup done for her wedding, oh, we were going to get married in Jamaica, but it didn't happen. So we felt more comfortable here. And I didn't feel comfortable not having my family there. So my parents were invited. Last minute, she just switched everything up. The venue outside, whatever you want to call it, it was really, really beautiful. I love all the pink flowers, the white, everything just looked so nice. The weather was nice too. Robin, she's finally coming down in her wedding dress. Well, before that, we see Juan. He's at the very podium with the priest or whatever, I guess. And then we finally see Robin coming down in her wedding dress. And I'm like, wow, this is really happening. And Robin, she looks really, really nice. But it's just, I wish I could celebrate this and say, oh, look, this wedding is so beautiful. What's her name? Robin, she looks beautiful in her dress. She looks so nice. But, knowing what we know now behind the scenes and everything and what's going on between their relationship, it's just, I can't even say, woohoo, I'm happy for them, because I'm not. It's pretty unfortunate for Robin. Robin, she's coming down and she finally gets to the, the little altar or whatever you want to call it. I've never been married, so I don't know. So she goes up there. The priest is like, okay, so for better or for worse, for season 8, do you take this woman to be your awfully or lawfully, whatever? So eventually they kiss, and that's that. And, they're officially married. But she didn't get a prenup. And I'm like, oh, Robin, what are you thinking? Like, Juan, they married, they kissed, and I just feel like Robin in her confessional, she goes on to say, oh, for all you haters, look, I proved you wrong. And I just really, really, really hope if she actually did, marry Juan, and she's with him like now or whatever, I hope she did it out of love and not to prove us wrong or try to prove her castmates wrong, because at the end of the day, you're only making yourself look foolish by staying with him if that's the case. We don't truly care, like it's whatever, but you're the one that has to live in your shoes with this man. Now, let's get on to Watch What Happens Live and everything that's been happening for the last couple of days. Robin, you are a liar. We'll start there. In her Watch What Happens Live episode with Andy, everybody was like, oh, Andy's gonna grill her with these questions. He's gonna grill her. He's gonna hold her accountable. First of all, Andy is not the right person or the person at all to hold anybody accountable for anything. We already seen it in the past. I kind of gave up on that and it's not happening. But he did the best he could, I guess, with Robin by asking Robin, so what's going on with this woman, this mystery woman, and why did you put all your information on Patreon instead of putting it on the show? And you could tell that he was a little bothered by it, but not too pissed off to the point where he's like, oh, well, you're fired. Robin gave this huge speech that I'm like, you cannot be serious, right? She goes on to say, oh, well, this woman, she tried to get money from Juan through Zelle, even though in Canada, supposedly you can't get Zelle or any of those type of apps. And, she tried to get money out of me. and all this and all that. But Juan, he was just being a good person. He went to the hotel where she was at and she lost her credit card. And all Juan did was pay for the hotel. And that was it. He left after that. And I'm like, Robin, you can't be serious. Like, Robin, come over here. Come over here. We're going to talk. Let me get some water. Hold on. Robin, come over here. Get a little closer. Come no, over here. Robin, seriously, you can't be that dumb. Like, you mean to tell me that Juan has been messaging this woman and he's been meeting up with her or whatever, and he just went to the hotel just pay for her hotel, and that was that? Like, oh, this is gonna be my good act for the day. This is how I'm gonna get to heaven. No. Like, wow. Like, Juan knew who to play with, because absolutely not. And, again, it's just unfortunate that she believes this, or at least that's the story that she's putting out there for us to believe, because none of us is buying this. Like, it just sounds like a joke. And then I believe she went on to say that this happened at the beginning of the pandemic, which also makes me look at was it last season or season 5? It makes me look at season 5. The season that she was depressed and she couldn't get out of bed, and Juan kept telling her, oh, you're unattractive. Get up, Robin. It makes me look at that season like, wait a minute. So were you depressed because you couldn't really go anywhere, and because you were like, depressed because of life? Or were you depressed because of what was going on in your marriage or your relationship or your situation with Juan? Which one was it, Robin? And I just wish that she would have been more upfront about this. And if she would have gotten ahead of all of this chaos, she wouldn't be in the situation that she is in now. Because I feel like if she would have took control of this whole situation, and at the very beginning of season 7, she would have said, oh, well, you know what, this happened with me and Juan, it is what it is, maybe even cry here and there, I'm pretty sure that the audience would have felt sympathy for you. And they would have been like, wow, like, Juan, he's a trash bag, but look at Robin. Like, yeah, she's this, down, the third, but look, she got cheated on by Juan. She doesn't deserve this. And I'm pretty sure that the audience and your cast members would have been there for you. Maybe. But of course you decided to hold that back for some reason. I'm not sure why, because I feel like this is more embarrassing. And now you're in the situation that you're in. So I don't know. And, people are saying, should she be fired? Should she not? I don't know. At this point, honestly, it's crazy to even say this about the Real Housewives of Potomac, because at the beginning of the season, episode 1 of this season, I said that this was a perfect cast. Now it's just all shattering. I just feel like at this point, I wouldn't be mad if they just shook the whole entire cast completely. Giselle, you obviously knew about this. And then Robin goes on to tell Andy, oh, well, yeah, me and Giselle, we talked about this, but why would she bring this up on TV? Because she brings up everybody else's marriage and mess on TV. So why not yours? Like, so I don't know. It's just pretty unfortunate. And then Candace, she's writing articles about this whole situation, saying that it's not fair that we all put our lives on TV out there, and then this is what happens. People are putting just half of the story out there in public on these cameras when we should be filming a reality TV show. So I don't know. And if she does come back next season, let's say the whole cast comes back next season, right? How are they going to bring up this whole situation from 3 years ago when they start filming? 3 years ago, like, oh yeah, remember what happened 3 years ago? Like, how are they going to break the fourth wall when talking about that whole situation? Now, the messy part of me wants to say, if I was Karen, Wendy, or Candace, I will bring this mistress. I will find her somewhere and find how she looks. Bring her onto the show, because I'm pretty sure that she wants to be famous, maybe. And then put her on, like, make a whole event and say, oh, hey, Robin, I want to introduce you to my friend so-and-so. Wait, she's the mistress? I had no idea. Well, now interact. I'm leaving. That would be a good show. Like, give her a champagne flute. But I don't know. It's just so crazy. And Robin, I feel for you, I guess, because now you're in this marriage that, do you really even want to be with Juan? Like, do you really love him? Like, she said that she worked things out with him, but I don't know. To me personally, it's not true love. Like, absolutely not. The fact that you're bored and you want to message some other hoe, ooh, some other person or whatever, and cheat on me basically multiple times and fly people out and meet up with them, like, that is just too much. Like, So unfortunate, but Robin, I guess that's that, and I guess we'll see how this whole situation plays out. What did all of you think about this entire season and this finale? Obviously, we're moving on to the reunion now, and that should be interesting. And I believe on the third part, we get a little one-on-one session between Andy and Robin, which I'm not really sure what that's about or why it's even there because we already seen it on Watch What Happens Live. So what more can he ask her to her face? So I don't know. I guess we shall see how this whole thing turns out. And what's it called? So the reunion is not happening this week. They're like taking a break because of the Super Bowl. So it's gonna come back next week. But I'm actually gonna go on vacation this upcoming week, and I won't come back till the following week. So I won't upload anything for a while because I believe I come back on the I think I come back 3 days after the first part of the reunion airs. So my review for that might be a little late, like maybe 3-4 days late because I'll be on vacation. And I won't be reviewing the Real Housewives of New Jersey. I thought I was at first, but absolutely not. I saw that first episode and I mean, it was cute. I like the two new girls, but absolutely not. I am not going to be talking about Melissa, Joe, and Teresa for a whole entire season. It was already painful enough last season reviewing that. I almost had to pull my hair out, and I don't even have hair. That's how painful it was, and it's just not fun to do that when reviewing things. So I'm gonna have to think of something else to review. And if you have any suggestions, drop them in the comments. I have no idea what to review next. Something will come up, but we shall see. I guess I will see you all for the reunion part 1. Bye, everybody. Mwah.